to my YouTube channel. I really don't want to do this for a really long time. Start a freaking YouTube channel since I was like literally 14, but now I'm 21 and I'm finally gonna start it. If I get short of breath, it's because of this baby inside of me. But whatever, we're just gonna get this thing started. It's gonna be like my finding out I was pregnant story, but it's gonna be like the whole thing from like way beginning to where I'm at now. We're gonna start it off in December 2019. I think it was December or late November, but I'm pretty sure it was December. I met a guy. We worked together and we just like got along really, really well. When I first saw him, I was like, who is this guy? Like everyone was talking about him and I was like, who is he? Like I've never seen him before. I've been working here for 2 months, never saw him once. And then I started just like, you know, scoping it out and everything, and I found out that he used to work there and he stopped working there and then he came back. And honestly, in restaurants that happens a lot. I don't know if it happens everywhere else, but it happens a lot in restaurants. So I was like, okay, whatever. And he had a speaker and he would always play music in the kitchen, and that's how we started talking. And I would be like, hey, play this song, play that song. The one song I told him to play that he says was the first song I ever asked about, I don't remember it being the first one, but it probably was knowing me. I was like, oh, me and Kylie, which Kylie's one of the girls that used to work with us. It's like, Kylie and I want you to play Hot Girl Summer by Meg Thee Stallion. Or I said Kylie said to play. Because I didn't want to ask him. I was like still playing like shy. Not even playing shy because I'm a shy person. Like, yeah, we just started talking. I would take time out of my shift to just sit in back. I used to work closing shifts a lot. And when it would slow down at night, I would just go in back and like talk to him, especially if I didn't have any tables. And I'm pretty sure there was times when I turned down tables just to stand in back. So we'd just sit back there, listen to music, and talk. And somehow he found my Facebook. He said I came up in his People You May Know, but I think that's a lie. I think he just searched for me. So then he found me on Facebook and he messaged me one day because I didn't say bye to him when I was leaving, but at the time I had to take Ubers because I was still like trying to get a car. And we talked that one day, but we didn't talk like that one day like in between, or like a few days in between. And then we started talking again, like he messaged me again or I messaged him again, I don't know, something like that, on Facebook Messenger again. And we literally talked for hours, literally like boom boom boom, like that type of conversation. He was just like an easy person to talk to. And then we obviously started flirting, and I remember telling the girls at work, like, I'm gonna get with this guy, like I'm gonna get with him. And he told me the first time he saw me, he told one of the guys in back, like, I'm gonna get with her. Clearly stuff happened. We exchanged numbers. This was in December, like right before Christmas. We went to a hotel because like it just worked for both of us, and one thing led to the next, and you know what happened. And then I was like, you know what, I don't know if this is what I want, like, and I was just like, hey, we need to stop this, because I was still like lost. My mind wasn't in the right space. And so we were friends, and that was that. We were just gonna be friends. And then eventually I was like, wait, like I actually really like this guy, and he's literally perfect. Like everything about him was perfect. Like he wasn't what I was used to, but I was getting used to him. And when I was getting used to him, it was just like I was just realizing like all the good and everything that, I don't know, just everything that I would possibly miss. So I was like, I can't, like I need to have this guy while I have the chance. We would literally FaceTime every single day until like 5 a.m. And mind you, we were just friends. And he was literally like my best friend. Anytime that I was having a rough day, I could just talk to him. Anytime I was having a rough day, he would do literally anything to make me happy or whatever. And it even was to the point where like I would be like, hey, can we FaceTime real quick? Or I want to FaceTime while he was playing his PS4. And then he would like mute his mic and like talk to me, and then talk to his friends every so often, but like mainly talking to me while he was playing his game. And I don't know like how it came up, but he started saying, I'm gonna marry you, we're gonna have kids together, all this stuff. And I was like, he's full of it. Like, it's not gonna happen, not gonna happen. But I was very, very stubborn in that time period. I was like, damn, like, I kind of want to give this a try. And so I did. When we would FaceTime until 5 a.m., one of us would have to be up at like 6 or 9. Like, really early we would have to be up. But we would still FaceTime each other. We did not care. We were awake. And then it came to the point we were falling asleep on FaceTime together. And my feelings just kept growing and growing. And I don't know if I ever told him, like, officially, like, hey, I like you. My parents knew, like, oh yeah, like, we're gonna be together. Or I was like, oh yeah, he wants to marry me, blah, blah. And I was just like, eh. Like, I didn't think it was gonna happen. I really didn't. And then we started, you know, like, the pet names, like, babe, baby, bub, all that fun stuff. And I was like, well, this is, I'm getting in above my head. Mind you, we were talking about kids before we were even together. And I was like, well, I'm going to be 21 in May. Let's wait until after my 21st. So in October, I wanted to go see my niece when she was born. And so I wanted to get pregnant where I would be 14 weeks before then. So then I could fly there and not feel sick and be high risk in pregnancy and all this stuff. And we'll have a less of a chance being high risk. So that was my thought process. And he was like, alright, so then I was like, but I want to wait till October. So we're going to wait until October. And then I talked to my sister about it. And she was like, well, you could get pregnant around your birthday. And then you'll still be like 14 weeks before then. And I was like, oh, actually, you're right. And so I told him about it. And he was like, okay, whatever you want to do. Like, I don't really care. That's his thing. He always says, even now, he always says, whatever, it's up to you. I don't mind. And so we started dating in March 22nd to be exact. Just kept sleeping over, and then quarantine hit. And I was like, well, I don't really want you to go home. And I would bring him back to his town, which was like a half hour away. And then I would come back home. And then he'd be like, I miss you, can you come get me? So I would drive out there and he would drive back. And it happened a few times, and then finally some stuff happened with him and his roommate, and he ended up moving in. And it was perfect because of quarantine, so I was like, whatever. And then the beginning of May rolls around. Everything was good. March, April, everything was good. Beginning of May rolls around, and I was like, my birthday's coming up. And I think it was like May 10th that it was. It's like, well, my birthday's coming up. Maybe it wasn't May 10th. I don't remember when it was. May, I don't know. I just remember it was the beginning of May. And so, it's like, my birthday's coming up. Should I get my birth control out? And he was like, it's up to you. Like, that's what we planned. And I was like, okay. And I was really, really nervous because we had only been together for 2 months, and I had only known him for 5 months. But they say when you know, you know, and that's how we've lived our whole relationship. Like, even though we've only been together, what's today's date? October, 7 months almost. It's just like, when you're both clear on what you want and you're both like ready for that, then it kind of just works. And so we knew that we wanted to try for a baby. We were both like, we're both old enough, we're both like good, we're both level-headed, like, we can do it. And so that's what we decided. We're gonna do this. And so I set up my appointments to get my birth control out, and I was getting it out June 5th, and my period was coming June 10th, so I got it out. I was still like kind of nervous about getting it out, but I was like, whatever, like, and it's gonna take, I literally thought, it's gonna take some time to get pregnant anyways. This baby proved me wrong. Got my IUD out, and then after that happened, I was like, I felt like normal. I didn't feel any different. We went to Father's Day at his dad's house, and then July 4th, everyone kept telling me, like, are you sure you're not pregnant? Are you sure you're not pregnant? And I was like, I'm not pregnant. Like, I'm not. I'll take a test, but I don't think I'm pregnant. My period doesn't come. I think at this point, it was a week away. Yeah, because my period used to come on the 11th, but for some reason in June it came on the 10th, which was really weird. But I just got my birth control out, so I was like, that's probably why. I took a test July 4th, came back negative. Like, honestly, there might have been a faint line, but I didn't see it at all. Like, I just wasn't looking. I saw there was no other line, so I just, okay, that's that. I don't need to look again. Still, that whole week, everyone's like, I think you're pregnant, I think you're pregnant, your boobs look huge, all this stuff. I was like, yeah, my period's coming this week, like, that's why. Like, I'm really thirsty, but, like, my period's coming this week. I'm really hungry, my period's coming this week. And everyone's like, you should take a test. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it on Thursday, my period's supposed to come on Saturday, and then we'll go from there. And so I did just that. I took my test, and that thing popped right up. Like, I didn't even have time to flip it over so that I didn't see it. It was positive as can be. Like, no denying there was a baby inside me. And so we were about to go to work, and we both had to work at the same time, and I was like, oof. Like, I really wanted to surprise him, but I knew I couldn't keep it in all day from him. And so I was like, alright, well, this is what I'm gonna do. I had my test, and this isn't the exact test that I took. This is another test that I took that day, but we'll get into that after. I had the test in my bathrobe pocket, and I was like, bub, I don't know, this could be wrong, but, and I'm like shaking, like pulling it out of the package, and I was like, boom, and it was like a 2-line blue one, and I was like, oh, I know the blues can sometimes be wrong, so I'm gonna take a red one later. And I had red dye ones, but I just didn't have time. I had to go to work. All day we just were like, oh my god, like, we were some of the only ones that knew. I told some of my close friends, I was like, guys, I got this in the morning. And literally almost every single person that we told thought we were joking. Like, his mom, not my mom, my parents said we suspected it. My sisters, my friends, everyone, they thought we were joking. They're like, no, like, this is real. Like, why did we joke about it? And so after work, well, one of my friends was like, oh, like, I want you to take one in front of me, I don't trust you. And I was like, okay. I had like a few at home that I took with me, and I showed her what those ones, and I was like, alright, I need a few more, let's go to CVS. So we went to CVS, and I wanted this one, the Digital Clear Blue one that says like pregnant, not pregnant, because that's what was going to make it feel real. And we went and we got a few more tests, and her mom was like, how many more do you need? Like, you got a few positives, you do not need any more. And I was like, I know, I just need this one. Like, and so I took 6 in total, and one of them didn't even show up anything, so I had 5 positives in total. And this one right here says pregnant, and that's the one that made it feel real. But yeah, it was just so surreal, like, all of that, even though, like, we planned it and everything. So that was July 9th that we found out. My due date is March 17th, so that means today I am 18 weeks in 5 days. We do know the baby's gender, but I don't want to say it. I'm going to do a gender reveal vlog video type of thing. And then yeah, I'll be 20 weeks next Wednesday, so I'm really excited about that. It's pretty much the whole story about how we found out about this little baby. Our little lucky charm is what we called it since, well, before we knew the gender, is what we called the baby, is a little lucky charm, because my due date is St. Patrick's Day. I think that is the video. And next week we have an appointment for the baby. I almost just said the gender, but for the baby. And we have the anatomy scan, so after that I'm gonna do like a 20-week update or bump date, I don't know. So this is the bump right now. 18 weeks and 5 days, almost 18 weeks and 6 days, but we have a big baby on our hands. That's all. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope to see you back on my next one. Thanks for watching.